I'm now joined by Jake Brutal Bostwick. Jake's coming off of a big win at the weekend at Cage Warriors 64 against Bubakar Baldi via unanimous decision, but I don't think that tells the full story. Jake, thank you very much for coming on and having a chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations, what a fight.
Yeah, I'm over the moon about it, mate. I've had a lot of good feedback, the Frenchman brought a tough fight, and I hope I gave everyone a good show.
I mean, let's be fair, it was a really, really tough fight. I mean, he wasn't there to make the numbers up, but how did you feel going into the fight? Because it was a kind of a risque fight for you, really, because he's not such a well-known name on the UK scene. Of course, his records is hit and miss. We've seen you, obviously, you're on a great run. So how did you feel going into the fight?
I was obviously very nervous for the fight. What it was, obviously, I fought a middleweight also, which is, again, it's not my weight class, but I wanted a striker at middleweight that wanted to bring it and just have a good war. Obviously, a lot of people talk about records and, that it makes, that that's it, that it's important, that it's not important, but at the end of the day, he's a fighter and he's going to bring it. Win or lose, he's still game. Anything can happen in a fight. So, I've got plenty of losses from my record many years ago that are, terrible, but it happens. But yeah, I felt really good for the fight, and yeah, I think I performed very well.
Yeah, I think you did perform very well. And let's talk a little bit about the cut as well, because you got a nasty cut in the fight. How worried were you that might cause a stoppage just because of the nature of how much blood there was?
Do you know what? I think since they brought Safe MMA into the scene, and obviously with blood going into the eyes and onto the other opponent and stuff, I think they're a little bit, they kind of let things go a lot better. And I'm so happy that they did, because I had no intention of stopping. Okay, I couldn't see a lot. Some of the time I was, pretty blind. But again, it's part of the game. He caught me with a lovely elbow at the end of the second round, and it did open me up very, very well. And the blood was, coming out pretty heavy. But at the end of the day, with a Safe MMA, we're both safe. So if I want to carry on, surely I can carry on. If I'm okay and I'm legit, my head was focused, I could see straight, fine. Then, I'm really happy that they let it go, because I still felt fine.
I don't think anyone likes to see a premature stoppage, whether it be from a strike or from a cut. So it's definitely the right thing to let a fight go on if the fight is still able to compete, and obviously you was. In the third round as well, you both stood and traded for a little bit, and of course you dropped him. How surprised were you that you weren't able, that he didn't go away for like that? You didn't put him away.
I caught him pretty clean. The other day I've seen him have some tough fights, and I knew that he was going to be a tough guy to knock out. And the fact that I even hit him and made him fall, it was like, I caught him nice. I was so pumped. I got a bit too excited about it. I think if I took my time, postured away, picked a few more shots, I could have finished it. But he's just a tough guy, mate. And as I say, he was a hard guy to put away. So yeah, it is what it is.
When it went to the judges then, with the nature of how the fight had gone, with the cut, it was a little bit of a back and forth fight, of course. How confident were you that the decision was going to go your way?
Obviously, when you're fighting, it's a bit hard to always remember every round, how it went, what happened, and so forth. But in the fight, as far as I can remember, I finished on top most of the time, other than in the second. I remember the first, scoring more takedowns and controlling them a bit more. But as soon as I finished the fight, I was pumped. I got up. I knew I'd smashed the third round. I knew I did a great third round. So I got up and I was like, I feel good. I'm pumped. But I was like to my corner team, was that mine? And they was like, of course it was. Of course it was. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because you're not too sure. Your mind's on each minute as it goes, because you're focused. You're in the middle of a fight, so your adrenaline's going. So I just needed the heads up that it was mine. And obviously I scored a 27-30 round, 30-27 round every round. So I was ecstatic about it, mate. It was great.
Now you're 2-0 now in Cage Warriors, and you mentioned there at the start about you fighting at middleweight. What weight class will you be fighting at now? Are you going to stay here? You're going back?
My next weight class will be straight down back to welterweight. Sometimes it's nice to get a catch weight at 80 or whatever, because it just makes it that little bit better. When I fought out in Oman, I did get a catch weight at 80 kilos, and that was a nice weight class. It's another 3 keys to 77. It's not the end of the world, don't get me wrong. It's just a bit longer of a diet and get your weight down that little bit more.
Yeah.
More. It comes down to more laser than anything if it comes out that way. But 77 is my weight class, and yeah, that's where it's going to be from now on.
I think it's exciting at the moment as well, because of course Cage Warriors are putting on so many great events at different venues, different parts of the world. So when would you like to get back in again? I mean, obviously you need your cut to heal, of course. Was there any other knocks or injuries from the fight?
No, nothing really. He caught me when I was when he rushed me in the first round. I was stepping back and he caught me with a low kick, and my leg wasn't kind of flexed. I wasn't tense, so he kind of hit just above my knee, and that's kind of done my leg in a little bit. Other than that, my left eye's a little bit closed up, bit of a black eye, nothing too major, and obviously the cut itself. The cut obviously is the most long healing process. Obviously, can't get hit. You know, I can't wrestle and do like head control kind of stuff with it. So I've got to be very careful with that. But you know, only for like 3-4 weeks. It's not the end of the world, you know. But I say, you know, what we in now? We're February, got March, April. I'm looking to fight probably around May time, May, June. You know, I want to still get another 3 fights in as such. So we'll play it by ear. But I hope to be in about that time.
Have you got your eye on anybody you'd like to face?
No, not particularly. Obviously, I'll speak to our management this week. Obviously, it's only been a couple of days since the fight. So, yeah, I'll speak in the week and they'll probably say, you know, when you're looking to fight, is there anyone? And I'll say, look, you hit me with something, we'll take it from there. You know, I'm not one for calling out people and so forth. I just wait for something. If manager and you know, my team think it's a good fight for me, then obviously I'll accept it.
Well, if you do go back down to welterweight, of course, welterweight's a stacked division. There's some great fighters in the Cage Warriors at the moment. Well, congratulations. It was a fantastic performance at the weekend, so congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Before we let you go, I just want to give you a chance to do any shout-outs. Want to shout out any friends, family, sponsors, and also let the listeners know about your Facebook and Twitter?
Yeah, obviously, hook me up on Facebook, no problem. Jake Brutal Bostwick, and I have a second account, Jake Brutal Bostwick 2. My Twitter is just simple, Jake Bostwick. Obviously, also on Instagram, that's Brutal Bostwick. Yeah, I just want to say big thanks to Outrage Fightwear. You know, they sort out my clothing always. You know, great sportsmanship. They really help me out. They help me out with a lot of things, and obviously equipment and so forth. Big thanks to XS Mouth Guards also. They sort me out a really nice mouthpiece for the fight. And just to friends and family in general, big thank you to my dad. You know, he's always there supporting, you know, every step of the way with anything and everything. Big thank you to Mickey Pappas and Kieran Kettle.
Well,
so, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time today, Jake. I can't wait to see you step in the cage again.